Just Crush Sports, digital media for all athletes and ages.
Hi, this is Bob Vilsway. I'm with Chase Vala on the Dragons baseball team today. We were talking earlier. What's your favorite positions to play?
Usually pitcher and catcher. I usually play first base though.
Okay. Which one's your favorite out of all that?
Probably catcher.
Now, you also play other sports, don't you?
I play football and basketball.
All right, I have to ask. So what positions do you play in football and what positions do you play in basketball?
In basketball, we don't have positions because I'm in Park District. So, in football, I usually play safety or linebacker.
Now, this is a good team. You're in travel baseball, and you're playing a lot of games this summer, I hope. How many times a week do you practice, and how much effort do you put into this?
Sometimes we do 2 times a week, and they call me half work at practice, full at game, usually. So.
Okay. Now, what's your approach when you go up to the batter's box? Do you wait a few pitches? Do you look at fastballs only? If they're high, you lay off. What's your approach when you go up to the batter's box?
I just look for a strike to hit.
So if the strike is on the first pitch, you're going to hit it?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so are you lefty or righty?
I'm lefty.
Okay, so do you look to pull the ball to hit it the right side?
Honestly, I just try to hit the ball.
Okay, and then, say that again?
I need my batting average up.
Oh, are they keeping track of your statistics? What is your batting average? Do you even know?
I think it's almost 700.
700? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have 1,000 on base percentage?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so now you're hoping to beat this team. What's going to be the key to the win today for you as a team?
Probably our hitting, because we didn't do good hitting last game. I was the only one that got 2 hits last game.
Okay, so you need a team effort so everybody gets a bunch of hits.
Yeah.
Now, has your coach given you any last-minute instructions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we wish you a lot of luck. This is Bob Vilsway with Just Crush Sports on the pregame show brought to you by Katrina L. Martin Marketing. Hi, this is Bob Vilsway with Just Crush Sports, continuing with the pregame show. I'm here with James Sekoyak. What is your favorite position to play out on the field?
Pitcher. I love to play pitcher.
Now, are you left-handed, right-handed, both-handed?
I pitch right-handed and play the field right-handed, but I swing left-handed.
So what's your approach when you go to pitch? What are you trying to do to the batter? Are you trying to get him out on one pitch, trying to get him set up so you can strike him out? You're just hoping he hits it at your shortstop the whole game? What's your approach when you're pitching?
I try and strike him out in 3 or more pitches, just get a strikeout swinging.
A swinging strikeout, so you're hoping he swings through it. Now, do you change speeds? Do you have any kind of trick pitches, curveball, spitters? What do you do?
No, I only throw a 4-seam fastball and a changeup.
Well done. Okay, now do you play other sports as well?
Yes, I play football and basketball.
So out of football and basketball and baseball, what's your favorite sport?
Baseball.
Okay, and you're clearly going to go pro one day, right?
Hopefully.
Okay, so now that puts a lot of effort in every day. How much practice have you guys put in for this team in the summer?
A lot.
Do you practice multiple days a week?
Yes, we do. And we have games a lot.
So what happens when you have a conflict, baseball and basketball the same day? What do you do?
Normally, I go to baseball.
Okay. So what's your approach at the plate? Now you go to bat. Are you trying to swing at the first pitch, just any strike? What's your approach at bat?
I try and drive the ball if it's a strike, and if it's a ball, I normally just let it go.
Okay. And the team that you're playing is a pretty good team. You guys are a pretty good team, too. Has your coach given you any last-minute instructions on what to try to do as a team today?
Win, I guess.
Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Best of luck today. Thanks for stopping in and having a chat with us, and we'll be watching. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
This is Bob Vilsway with Just Crush Sports, wrapping up the pregame show.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another production of Just Crush Sports. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. He'll be back in a minute. He's getting some equipment for me. We appreciate you watching today's broadcast. If you missed any of the action, just go to YouTube. Go on the Just Crush Sports YouTube channel, and you can watch it in both standard and high definition. Today's game is brought to you by Katrina L. Marketing. Check them out at katrinamarketing.com. And here's the man of the hour in about 10 seconds. Bob Vilsaway, as I connect his mic here. Bob, thanks so much for joining us today. It should be a good one. Dragons against Devils. It's the Battle of the D's.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, of course. It's fun to watch these games.
Absolutely. It's 10-year-old baseball, Dragons against Devils. And they play actual IHSA rules. So it should be a good one as leadoffs trying to pick off runners, that kind of thing. It's all in play today as the Dragons take on the Devils. Dragons, of course, have been playing great baseball, led by one of their best players, Chase Vala, who in the pregame show, Bob, you said he was hitting 700.
It's amazing to me. So every time he gets up 10 times, right, 7 times he's on base with a hit. It's just a phenomenal batting average. I don't care what age you are.
700. 7 times out of 10, you're getting that hit. Not on base, a hit. So his on base is probably 800 or better because he's getting that walk, hit by a pitch, etc.
Well, and this is also a travel league, too. The players can field. So if he hits a ball at the shortstop and it goes through his legs, that counts as an out. That's an error. So he's still getting clean hits that other people aren't missing.
Let's give you the scouting report. That's brought to you by HTML Global. Check them out at htmlglobal.com for all of your web development needs. Well, at this level, Bob, we don't have to worry about curveballs and screwballs. I know you were joking in the pregame show about spitters. Those are actually illegal, but no breaking balls. It's mostly going to be fastballs, changeups. You might see knuckleballs, though. I've seen that at the 10U level before.
Well, I was actually impressed by, it was kind of a leading question or kind of you don't want to throw curves at this age, right? So the pitcher was talking about throwing fastballs and changeups, and I'm like, I'm there. You start throwing curves at a young age, you ruin the arm for later in life. So again, it's travel baseball. It's well coached.
Next year it'll be 11U, and then after that they can play in Cooperstown for the 12U tournament. They only have 12U tournaments at Cooperstown Dreams Park. Of course, that's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. Games.
And James was pretty tall. He was almost my height. And I'm thinking to myself, gosh, what high school are you? And they're only 10.
They are only 10. That is very true, Bob. So you just wonder how big they're going to be once they get to be 16, 17, and 18
for
the high school level.
Yeah, right. Well, we do know something about James. His dad is 6'5" and did play in the pros for a year.
He did play with the Braves, 2001. That Braves team won the division, defeated the Diamondbacks. They defeated the Astros. They swept them and then lost the Diamondbacks. Won one of the greatest World Series in baseball history. Luis Gonzalez, bases loaded, against Mariano Rivera to win the Fall Classic. But today it's 10-year-old baseball. It's the battle of the white jerseys. Devils in the white and black. Downers Grove Dragons in the white and black. And even though no runners on base, going to go with the stretch. And a ball 1 to the batter, leading off for the Devils. Bob's on the game changer today. That's swung on and missed for a strike. Good pitch.
Yeah, he's 10 years old. There's some heat on that ball. I remember we did the adult league. I felt like that pitch was just as fast as some of those adults.
I don't know if that's more giving compliments to the pitcher or not complimenting these 35-year-olds that are playing baseball.
Hopefully we'll take that as a compliment for the 10-year-old as opposed to insulting the adults.
Infield playing in medium depth. That ball almost hit him. Got out of the way just in time. Hinsdale against Downers Grove. Battle of the West Suburban teams. In the stretch, the windup, and the pitch. Good pitch. Didn't get the call. Went a little low. Ball 4, the dreaded leadoff walk.
So I like this umpire. When he walked by earlier on, I said that this game is on video, and he says, don't do that. I make mistakes. Where's those kind of umpires and referees for volleyball? They have such arrogance. He's running for second.
Bob, I don't think it's that they don't know they're making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Some umpires and referees make it more about them than about the kids. And what I mean by that is you could be the best umpire and referee at the IHSA, but you're still a high school ump and ref. You're not as good as college, the minors, and the pros. So if a pitcher committed a balk in the bottom of the 7th inning, and this one's lined into the right field, remember, they play very shallow and right. Going to be a close play at first. Plate umpire says he got him.
He did get him. That was a great play by the right fielder. Charged the ball 1 hop and threw a ball to first. It was a great stretch by the first baseman. That's how you get people out. Well done. It's kind of taking away a nice hit, but that's how you do it. Wild pitch.
And it's going to be a run scored on the play. Yeah, the Hannigan, who got the base hit to right field, was arguing that the first base was off the bag. Remember, it's very quick. You're on the bag, catch, get off. You don't have to be hugging the bag the entire time you catch it. It's really quick. Straddle the bag, catch, get off. And the home plate umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. You gotta be off the bag the entirety when you catch it. So I'm sure he was out at first. We had a great angle, of course. We're right at the first base line. But runner scores, the leadoff man on the wild pitch. That's in the dirt. Very shallow backstop as we're at a 10-year-old field here at beautiful Dorhofer Park. Once again, if you missed any of the action, just go to justcrushsports.com and you can watch it as much as you like, both live and on demand on the tube.
So Game Changer says that the batter, they're using first names, right? So Harry S., number 7, is the batter for the Devils.
Batting right now is Harry, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Line towards us.
And we have a souvenir. Right at Kyle's feet here.
Just Murphy's Law today. The ball's never hit to us, but just today, the ball's already been hit to us twice, and it's not even the bottom of the first yet. Swung out and missed for strike 3. 2 outs for the Dragons. Looking good on the mound is number 3.
So Stevens, the first baseman, came over to chase that foul ball by us here, lefty. Of course, naturally, his hero in the Cubs is Rizzo.
So, Bob, what do you think? Nobody on base going with the stretch.
You know, actually, I kind of like it. Again, you look at the age a little bit, but that way you only have to work on one motion as opposed to a wind-up and a stretch move. But as he gets older, he'll work in the wind-up. You know, we were talking about the averages earlier. 700 is a great average. By the way, it looked on the stats, it looked like his slugging average is 700. His actual batting average is 550. But some of these stats at this age, I mean, you watch the kid and you see the athleticism behind it. Are they fast? Are they not fast? Do they react quickly? Do they know when there's a ball behind them? And, you know, that sort of thing. And that's how you can tell a real athlete. Statistics are nice and fun to talk about. But like there, that was a line drive, smoked foul. It's just foul, so he's head of the pitch, right? You got a good athletic kid at the plate. All he has to do is straighten that out.
It is amazing of how travel baseball has progressed through the years. When I was 10, we were still, going station to station, no leadoffs, and now they're playing full baseball at 10U, and some of these kids can bring it. I was doing, and this was a while back, this was like 11 years ago, and I was doing a 10U travel tournament game, championship game, as that's one is swung on and missed for another strike. I was doing a travel championship game, and the pitcher for the Bartlett Silverhawks was throwing a knuckleball, and he could locate it. He was 10 years old.
You remember that team name, Silverhawks, huh?
Well, I've done them a lot. It's a very good travel program, and that's another walk.
All right, now he's on first base. Last time they had a runner on first, the first pitch took off to second, so I think you could probably expect another steal.
Yeah, that's
Jack
the only
Judge.
problem with 10-year-old travel baseball. Singles usually become doubles, and what I mean by that is a single is usually a stolen base. But pitchers will learn as they get older to have that slide step. You don't want to teach it too early because then it can get to a point where the pitcher is short-arming the ball instead of his normal release. So you'll take giving up the stolen base over putting the pitcher in an erratic, unfriendly position with a slide step.
And as we predicted, the stolen base got a great jump on the play.
Yeah, a lefty catcher doesn't help, but I believe Elston Howard for the Yankees was a lefty catcher.
I cannot understand why a left-handed catcher doesn't work. I know left-handed first baseman is preferable, right-handed the rest of the infield. I don't see why a catcher can't be lefty.
It's usually that throw to third base, kind of erratic. But yeah, it tactically can work. It's so valuable to have a lefty pitcher than a lefty catcher, and that's why kids grow up lefty, you stick them on the mound and hope they can throw 90 when they grow up to be 21 or older.
Yeah, right. If you can throw and you're lefty, you got that right. Put it on the mound.
Another wild pitch. 2 outs, so obviously infield will be back. Outfield very shallow. Could be a triple if you get it over his head. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Stevens looking good, just a couple of walks. One cross his home plate. We go to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Devils. You're watching Just Crush Sports. Play your game. Play back your greatness. Good afternoon, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. 10U action. It's Devils against the Dragons. We appreciate you watching today's broadcast. We hope you're having a great time as we are. Beautiful day. It's not too hot.
Trying to do three things at once.
Little overcast, not too much sunshine. As it's going to be darkness in about 3 hours from now.
She's all ready for you. So just put 1-0.
Bob Vilsaway on color. I'm on play-by-play. Bill Vala helping out with videography.
Browser.
Our first ever 10-year-old travel broadcast. We've done a lot of 11U through 14U. Not too much 10U. We were going to do 9U and 10U for the Plainfield Athletic Club, but COVID-19 did not cooperate with us this season. But we'll hopefully be back for the Plainfield Tornadoes next season. Good throw by the catcher. Bottom of the first, that'll bring up the lefty leadoff man. Double fours for Downers Grove. Stevens up for the Dragons. Infield at medium depth. Outfield pretty deep. It's going to be a big hit to get them over their heads. And we're starting to become the trend today as both pitchers in the stretch without any runners on base. Small leg kick, almost hit him, ball one. You got to wear that, kid. We got ice. Nah, you want to get on base. You want that leadoff double. First pitch of the bottom of the first is a ball. Hannigan at first base had a beautiful hit to right field, but a better play by the Dragons right fielder to nab him on the 9-3 putout. That swung on and missed for the first strike of the at-bat. Right fielder playing pretty close to the first base line. Lazy fly ball. Should be a can of corn, as it is. One batter up, one batter retired. So how's it going, Bob? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, we're looking for a live score and Plexi score. We have the first out now in the bottom of the first. We're trying to keep that current. And we finally found Plexi score, but we're a little bit slow on the computer here.
Fouled away off the fence.
Got the little circle going round and round.
Yeah, the good old circle of death. It's always a fan of mine. Not really, I hate it. The worst is when I used to play Xbox 360 and I would get the red ring of death, which meant the Xbox 360 was no longer working. High and inside for a ball. Center fielder really deep, almost to the fence. Lazy fly ball, should be the second out of the inning, and it is. Two batters up, two flyouts. So the Dragons dipping their shoulder a little bit, see what kind of adjustments they make in the middle of the order. That'll bring up the three-hole hitter, big number 3. In the stretch, wind up in the pitch. Another fly ball, late break, but 4-9 makes the catch, and we go to the top of the second. It's Devils 1, Dragons nothing. You're watching Just Crush Sports. Play your game, play back your greatness. Dragons and the Devils. A beautiful day at Dorhofer Park as the wind is starting to pick up. The runs not so much, just 1 run total for both teams in the first inning. As Stevens was excellent on the mound, just a couple of walks, but besides that leadoff one, nobody else got past home plate. Sequoiak on the mound, apologize for that. Devils trying to get more runs here in the top of the second. And of course, they just both had to wear white jerseys, so it's hard to tell who's batting, who's pitching, who's behind the plate. Oh well, it's one of those days.
Did you know that Noah L. is up the plate?
See what Noah tries to do at the plate. Left fielder, very shallow, almost on the infield dirt. Wind up and the pitch. Little chin music. Telling Noah, that's my plate, sir. See how Noah adjusts that little chin music. So Bob, you're an old-timer baseball fan. Do you miss the old chin music days of brushing against the players, or is it time to get rid of those old-school baseball rules?
I think pitchers should get thrown out of ball games, and this is the last
Well, obviously it's intentional. I mean, Bob Gibson even admitted to it during his prime.
Well, Bob Gibson, though, and I watched a lot of him live. I'm old enough, right? And he did pitch inside a lot, but his inside pitches were its purpose, not to hit the batter, but to keep it on the inside of the plate. Nowadays, pitchers are just flat out throwing it to hitters.
Yeah, we saw that a couple days ago.
Yes, we did.
Joe Kelly against Carlos Correa. You know what's really interesting about this whole Astros cheating scandal is cheating has been around forever. I read an article about, the famous Bobby Thompson home run?
Yeah, right. Allegedly, that was a pitch tip-off.
Yeah. A guy in center field was tipping off Bobby as he was on the on-deck circle. And then I read an article that the '83 Sox, the winning ugly team, They allegedly had a guy out in center field helping out Tony La Russa with signal stealing. So the way the Astros did it was bad, don't get me wrong, but this has been part of the game for a long time. Fake pickoff move. Lawrence at first, Stevens at first base.
Well, and it reminds me of all the spitballs.
Yep, been outlawed since 1920.
Since 1920.
Yeah, he certainly did. It's kind of amazing how the hitting numbers went exponentially up once they outlawed the spitball. In the dirt for a ball. I believe Shoeless Joe Jackson during the dead ball era led the league with like 10 home runs. That's how dead the baseball was back then.
Did they have benches back then?
Yeah, they did. But yeah, it's interesting you bring that up as another pitch by Sequoyak in there for a ball. Is they had these just ridiculous dimensions. Like the Polo Grounds was like 500 feet in center field, but only 285 down the lines. Great pitch. Give him a paintbrush, painting those corners.
Well, that was on a 3-0 pitch, so the batter looked like he had the take sign all the way.
Yeah, too early to be given a swing away, especially on 3-0. A little low, but too close to take. Now 3-2. Infield playing back. You would expect that this early on in the game. In the stretch and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Came back from the 3-0 count.
So that was Python that struck out.
Well, he is out. Just Game Changer doesn't think he's out.
The ball went to the next inning.
That's why I love Game Changer. And you have those close plays. We've talked about it in previous broadcasts. Line drive. Will it stay fair? Just barely foul.
Good line drive type swing. Just a little late.
And that's the only problem with chalk is that could be a play where the chalk comes up, so the batter would be pleading that it was fair. But if you have that cheap chalk, anything close to the chalk's going to come up. Doesn't mean it's a fair ball, but the batter's going to plead his case. And that was a very close pitch, and it almost had the chalk coming up.
You kind of have to find the color of the chalk while it's in the air.
Little fly ball, easily caught. He's tagging up. Good throw. Better base running. Wow. Heads up base running by the Devils. You don't really see that at this age level, but he saw the second baseman was backing up, and he was able to steal home on an F4. You're a man of many words, Bob.
I was looking for a live score to update Steve Mason. The guy with a pop-up to the first baseman, a very alert base running, tagging from third and scoring on it. A play I never would have attempted to run on that, but fast base running, aggressive base running, it resulted in a run. It was a good throw from first to base, just a little late. Not too much hesitation before he threw it home.
Yeah, baseball is just one of those games of inches. It was a good throw, but a great throw would have been on the side of the third base side, near the to the left of the home plate. But that was on the right side of home plate, and it was a easy sacrifice fly scoring by the Devils.
To give them a 2-run lead.
High fastball for a ball. Both teams so far evenly matched. The Devils just being very patient at the plate and waiting for those walks. Inside fastball in there for a strike. It's Adrian left, Jeremy in center, PJ in right. Zach at third, Sawyer at short, Colin at second, Jacob at first. Chase behind the plate, and James on the mound. Inside fastball, just missed.
Yeah, it didn't miss by much.
Only thing that Sequoyak is struggling with is with the command.
Well, he's young yet. He's got great form.
Well, yes. Just saying in general for today's game.
Yeah, he would be my choice for moving on to the next level, whatever that next level ends up being. Now, there's a good lead on first, and he's going. So he was not held on at all. They weren't concerned with the runner.
It's just so hard for catchers at these level to throw runners out.
Well, and it's official leads. And when we used to play at this age, like you said, there were no leadoffs allowed.
Because 11U, they play 50-70. So sometimes at 10U, they play 48-68. 48 from the pitcher to the catcher, and then 68 feet down the baselines.
I used to love playing running bases.
In there for a ball. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, but the damage is done. As a sacrifice fly, a very rare one, to the second baseman, but the runner scores. We go to the bottom of the second. Dragons trail 2-0. You're watching Just Crush Sports. Play your game. Play back your greatness.
So my older son is a Dragon as well, 12U.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he can do any color for whatever.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, he's here.
I really had to pull his teeth to do it. So
I mean, if he doesn't want, it's fine. If he wants to do it, great. If he doesn't want to do it, we're not going to force him.
I just thought it'd be, I mean, he's just like, oh, no,
get Flexi score?
Yeah. Either otherwise, I'll just give you my username and password.
Still shows 0-0.
You know, I just use my phone. Here's my username.
I can't even get on it on my phone. That is so I
It's one of those things.
Yeah, really. Well, I didn't, it's long, so I don't have that. Play some more baseball.
What was that, in 1864?
When dinosaurs roamed.
You were chilling out with the Triceratops in your backyard?
Well, that's what I said my parents grew up.
Stretch the windup. And the pitch. Fouled away.
A little late on the swing again.
You got to get in front of that, coach.
Oh, coach is making errors.
First basemen don't use the backhand. You got to get in front of that.
This pitcher also pitching from the stretch with nobody on.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Makes you wonder if there's no run for that.
Oh, it's just, if you're comfortable. Excellent piece of hitting. Did not try to do too much with it. Stayed back on the baseball and let his arms do the work. Sometimes you'll see at this level, and they're only kids, they're only 10, but sometimes you'll see those long lunges. You're not going to get anything with that. It's all about hands to the ball. You don't use your legs. Hips and arms extended. Basically just waves at it, but he gets a base hit. He first and thirds him, and because it wasn't cut off, he gets in the second. Not a double, just a base hit, and advances on the throw.
Yeah, you got to work on those cutoff situations. So that one would have been nice to be able to throw it to the shortstop. And then third baseman would have said, cut two, and then he could have held the runner first. Right now, second and third.
Yeah, that's huge. And you got to give credit where credit is due. Excellent base running.
A very good lead at third on the wild pitch. So that was great seeing both runners move up. And another run.
Yeah, that's something you got to learn behind the plate. You want to use the chest protector, not the glove. And if you use that chest protector and push at the ball, it's going to go in front of you. Instead, he tried to bring that glove up. It just hit the chest protector and went to the backstop. Another wild pitch, going to be a close play, and he scored. So 2 straight wild pitches, and we're all knotted up at 2.
Yeah, that didn't take long. 2 base runners, a couple wild pitches.
I feel like it's going to be one of those 10-9 games. Both teams evenly matched, waiting on those pitches. Dragons, they will eventually play at Downers Grove North or Downers Grove South. Some of them will play at Bennett, but most of them at DGN or DGS. And the Hinsdale Devils, if they stay in the public school district, they'll eventually go to Hinsdale Central. Well, maybe some of them will go to Hinsdale South. 4 straight balls, that means you get a free pass at first base. And it looks like we're going to have a courtesy run.
I like that.
Oh, never mind. He thought it was ball 4. It was actually ball 3. He thought he got the home plate umpire to give him a free pass.
Good job, Chase.
Not yet. Almost did. I was confused. Swung on a miss for a strike.
I think we could have gotten first on that.
Yeah, that was way over his head. Not even Kit Keller from the movie A League of Their Own could have hit that. Lay off those high ones, kid.
You're amazing with those movie references.
Well, you don't have a girlfriend, Bob. You have time for other things. Another walk for the Dragons.
You probably got a point there.
I know way too many sports movies.
Me too. I read that I listened to the Just Crush Sports video about the 10 Worst
Yes, they
Sports
accepted
movies.
our offer.
So you didn't watch it, you just listened to it?
Well, I watched the end of it.
There you go.
They accepted our offer.
Uh-oh.
We're just ball magnets today. Third time the ball has gone near our equipment.
Yeah, this pickoff attempt went wild at first.
Now he should be on third base because he stepped off.
Well, I think you just get the next base when you overthrow on a play at first like that.
Oh, was it from the catcher? It wasn't a
The
pickoff?
pitcher threw to first, so the runner on first just gets second.
If he didn't step off, it's second. If he stepped off, it's third because you get 1+1 on a step off.
Yeah, and the ball went out of play, it didn't hit the fence and stayed in play, so he couldn't run unlimited. Now he's stealing third again. Very aggressive base running, both teams. I like this.
Another thing that really isn't the catcher's fault, but they have to learn, is you throw it to the base, not where the third baseman is situated.
Right.
So if he comes in, just throw it to the base. He's doing that on purpose so we can get into a good straddling position. So it was a good throw by the catcher, just you throw it to the base, not where he's situated.
Jeremy the batter. Sawyer is the runner on third.
Interesting decision here by the Devils, but they're probably listening to the broadcast and know that this is going to be a high-scoring affair. No need to play infield in. It's a big run, but the way that Hinsdale has been swinging the bats, they're willing to sacrifice a run for an out.
The key at any level in baseball, no matter what age you're at, throw strikes. If you can throw strikes, you keep the runners off the bases, and you got to hit your way on.
But you still got to locate.
Yep.
Oh no, bad base running, but he gets back just in time. And I say bad base running because you got to listen to the crack of the bat. That one was clearly a jam. You couldn't even hear the ping of the bat as they use aluminum at this level. If you don't hear a big cling because you weren't able to see it, just get back to the bat. Especially with less than 2 outs. Anything hit to the outfield, you're going to score anyway, so better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, that was a pop-up on the infield. He needed to go back to third. I think he made an assumption that the ball would not be caught.
Ooh, that was a nasty pitch.
And if he assumes it's not going to be caught, he wants to make sure he can get home before somebody picks it up on the bounce and gets him out. But obviously, when the pitcher was going to catch it on the fly, he has to get back to the third quickly. But he did make it.
Inside fastball for a ball. The most exciting part of a baseball game, watching the home plate umpire brush off the glove.
Like I said, I like that ump when he walks by.
These are good people.
Yeah, good attitude. He knows it's about the players.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
That's going to go down as a wild pitch, but that's another one the catcher should have had. It went off the glove. It was out of the strike zone. At this level, it's a wild pitch. At 14U, it'd probably be a fastball.
Yeah, you got to get to that ball.
And they might be calling him out, or it could just be a warning. He's got to get down on that, that's true, but remember, it's avoiding the tag, not you have to slide.
Oh, I wonder. You might have a point here. It might be a have to slide anyway.
Well, they might have, every age division does have their own rules. I will probably build on that during commercial break, but
there was no real play at the plate, which is why he didn't slide. Sometimes they say you got to slide anyway in that situation.
because the IHSA rule is avoid the tag,
Right.
but and also you got to consider COVID rules. You want to try to avoid contact as much as possible.
They stay in the baseline.
All right, so what do you bet he goes on the first pitch again here?
I don't know. I think he's going to wait a couple of pitches. And I've been wrong before.
Stand up! Good job, good job. Hey.
I like the aggressiveness still. That aggressiveness on the base paths has gotten them the lead here, 3-2.
At this level, like I said, it's so hard for catchers to throw out base runners. It's 68 route 2 from home plate to second. usually 48, 60 inches level. So you're just looking for a quick pop time. In practice,
One more.
you're looking for in the catcher's mitt and coming out on the throw.
On the third.
Third baseman's got to help him out a little bit. He's cheating a little bit too much. And he's not helping the catcher out. Just go to the bag and wait for it.
Will this be a case, I mean, even though it's only 9 or 10 years old, all the runners are running on the first pitch. So, nice fastball high outside, pitch out, first pitch might not be a bad strategy. If you think the catcher can get him. Another wild pitch. It's going to be, nope, gotta go up to third.
So a little bit more exciting than the Dragons fans would like.
You got 2 out of the base path. He's out of the base path.
They're going to say the runner was out of the base path.
You're going to call him out for that?
I didn't have the greatest angle of it. We'll watch it on instant replay. I thought he was in the baseline. It's just so hard with one umpire.
Now, this is the case, so you want to review it later, look at that play again, because if he's really out of the base path that far to be called out.
Especially in a close game like this. Do you really want to make that call?
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like he avoided the tag anywhere. I mean, was he really out of the base path? We don't have a good view. We have to ask one of the parents behind home plate.
Yeah, I thought he was in the baseline.
Yeah, me too.
He golfs at it. It's going to be a close play. Bang, bang, but he gets him. So a controversial call at third base, and we'll see if that costs the Dragons later on. But they do lead 3-2. You're watching Just Crush Sports. Play your game. Play Dragons Radio. Why did it take so long? Are you ready?
So am I.
3-2.
Is he just
Yeah,
him up?
he's ready. Yeah.
You want to give Bob a break? I also have another one. Okay.
Good. Just let him chat him up a bit.
You can just do live and flex these while I talk to him.
I'm not going to worry about this later.
There you go.
Have fun.
Top of the third as the Dragons now lead the Devils 3-2. I'm Kyle Smith with the special guest analyst of today's broadcast. Why don't you tell me your full name?
My name is Will Bobby. Play for the Bobby Dragons. I'm Chase's brother. I play pitcher, catcher, and first base. And right before the end of the season, I fractured my thumb.
Oh, that's too bad. Were you wrestling a bear?
Yes.
You were? Okay. Well, that's a good excuse. I mean, if I was still in school, I would definitely tell my friends that I was wrestling a bear. I won, but it came at a price. Are you excited to be watching your little brother here on air? Well, the way the outfielders have been playing for the Devils, they've been a little bit shallow today, so definitely possible. Swung on this first strike. So I have to ask this: how has your summer been during this COVID thing?
It was boring at first, but then I got outside and started biking around. I just got over video games, biking around.
Can you shake your friend's hands, or are you still doing the elbow touch thing? Yeah. It's definitely a weird world that we're in right now. Are you excited that all the sports are back? Basketball, hockey, and baseball? Do you have optimism that football's coming back? I don't really have optimism about that.
I don't know.
Are you a big football fan or not really?
I mean, yeah.
Kind of, yeah, not too much. You're more of a Fortnite fan though, right? No? What's your game of choice? Call of Duty. All right. I was not too good at that game. I was good at Halo, not too much at Call of Duty. What's your, I haven't played Call of Duty in forever. Do they have like Marines? Like what type of?
They have different operators people.
Yeah.
They have different moves.
Do you also play Call of Duty Vampires? Or not vampires, Yeah, vampire.
Zombies.
Zombies, yeah. Gotcha. Vampires. I've been watching too much True Blood. Leadoff walk for the Devils as they're in business with Hannigan going on the first pitch. Fly ball, well driven. It's going to get over their heads. This should score Hannigan and it'll tie the game. Into second for a double, and he'll stand up with an RBI two-bagger, and we're all tied at 3. So what other sports do you play, Will, besides baseball?
Basketball, and I was starting on football, but football's not good.
That's too bad, man. No Pop Warner this year?
And then, I don't know about basketball.
Yeah, it's... What sucks is all the states that border Illinois don't have rules like this. So Iowa, Missouri, Kentucky, they're all playing. Which might not be a good idea because of the pandemic, but they're playing in high school football not until the spring. So it's going to be tough. So are they going to try to make up Pop Warner for the spring? Yeah, it's tough, and you know, we have to make sacrifices during this pandemic, but at least we get to play baseball, the greatest game on earth. That's good. Runner gets to third on the wild pitch. As per usual, the Dragons, as it's a high-scoring affair today, are going to stay back on the infield. Three-hopper, beautiful diving play, and almost gets him, but just saved by a half step. Now, when you have a dirty jersey, is your mom ever mad at you that she's got to wash it that night?
I mean, actually,
A little bit? Do you ever have to do any of the laundry? No? Good pickoff move. If you're just joining us, it's 3-3. The Devils scored the first 2 runs, 3 in the bottom of the second, and the Devils are in business. They've already scored once this inning. Pop fly to Hopper. Has a chance. Got him by a half step. And the Devils are going to score. Very rare to see that, but he scores from second on a 2-hopper to the second baseman. You got to love 10-year-old travel baseball. Aggressive base running, yes. You know, sometimes there's so much that happens in a Little League game that watching 10-year-old baseball is more fun than the majors, because you can have these like Little League home runs. And sometimes you watch that, like I watched that White Sox-Indians game the other day. Pop fly should be an easy catch. Almost fell down as he fell on top of the mound. And that will do it. But the Dragons give up another run. We go to the bottom of the third. Nope, I lied. There are 2 outs. Everybody keeps... They keep tricking me. It's either a walk, but it's not a walk. It's 3 outs, but it's 2.
You tricked me. And I got 5-3.
Give the home plate umpire all the credit. He's on top of it today. So what game do the kids play nowadays, well, besides Fortnite? I guess Call of Duty too, but what other game?
nothing else. It's just Fortnite.
Just Fortnite? No more Halo? Is that gone? Hi, Pop Fly. Can of corn. Is it 3 outs? Is it 4? It's 3 outs. Okay. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-3. You're watching JCS. Play your game. Play back your great.
This card's done.
You did good.
Thanks, Will.
That's why we usually record it in segments so it doesn't drag on, but that's all right.
I'm gonna go restart my other camera.
This says, oh, there, now it says 5-3. I had 5-3 and it said 4-3 for one time.
What's going on?
So 5-3, bottom of the third.
Just having that time to do game changer and try to do 10,000 things at once.
Oh, yeah. Down the road.
And really, to make this really good, you need like 4 or 5, even 6 people.
All right, we're back.
Totally, because we'll
Ready?
be up there all the time.
Bottom of the third, Dragons 3, Devils 3, and Bob is back in action. He retired for a half inning, but now he's back.
Yeah, the score is 5-3. Devils scored a couple runs that inning.
Math was not my best subject.
So Hinsdale playing great with a 2-run lead. Now they have to hold the lead while the Dragons come up in the bottom of the third here.
Yeah, the Devils have been excellent with their base running. It just shows you, and I hate to reiterate this point, but just how travel baseball has progressed over the years. Stuff when we were 10 years old that we wouldn't think of doing, like trying to...
Well, we weren't allowed to do either. We had to stay on the base, then when the pitch crosses the plate, then you were allowed to steal.
Absolutely. But just the plays that Hinsdale has made on the base pass. The Dragons are not losing this game. The Devils are winning it. That sac fly scoring on an F4. The last half inning scores from second base on a 2-hop to the second baseman. Just excellent base running.
Well, I like this because it's real baseball. It's not modified baseball. I mean, you want to learn how to play baseball, so you want to play baseball. So do it the right way, and they are here. And this is why it's a travel league and why their players are good. No doubt in the Park District League, maybe there aren't leadoffs.
Probably not, no. But yeah, 10U, they have full baseball all the way up to 14, of course, and then they play high school ball. One thing I'd like to see more of is college travel leagues, but it's hard to do that because the kids have to work or they have summer school or whatever else they're doing. That one's in there for a ball.
It's got to be right there, okay?
So I was just looking up here, Adrian Rosales. He's a middle child. He has an older sister who plays travel softball and a little sister who looks up to him. He started playing when he was 5 years old. His love for baseball came from watching his father and uncle play growing up. Adrian's Mexican-American descent and loves visiting his extended family in Zacatecas, Mexico. I wonder how you pronounce that, Zacatecas, Mexico. He also rides horses.
Awesome. So he'll be a professional equestrian for the next Olympics.
Right, he says Javi Baez. You know, Javi Baez would be my favorite player. Hey, you copycat.
Did you say Baez?
Javier Baez.
I mean Baez. You're just putting kind of a weird emphasis on the...
It's a Midwestern
on the
accent, I'm allowed to.
I guess. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Baez is a stud.
Go!
Rosales at first, nobody dead. Outfield, very deep, especially in center. Right field, a little bit shallow now.
Yeah, they're like in the next zip code territory. Good catch. Left-handed hitter Andrew Kay at the plate.
I'm just astounded at how fundamentally sound these baseball players are. Look at the first baseman. He's in fair territory, so if there's a pickoff play, it'll be an out. And he's not trying to straddle the base. He's just playing it on a diagonal.
Well, and go back to fundamentally sound, too, on that first pitch where the pitcher faked throw to first. He made sure he's off the rubber first. And then you can do that. Again, well coached.
Because, yeah, if you try to pick him off and you step off, the runner goes to third. Rosales with a good lead.
Here he goes.
Hesitation move and finally gets to the bag. Thought about sliding, but realized that his mom ran out of detergent and just goes in standing. Now, dirt stains are not the worst to get out. Mustard stains is another problem. I've always had trouble getting out those mustard stains.
Yeah, I like calling it the dirty jersey club.
More!
All right, if nobody's holding him on at second, would you bet he goes to third on the second?
No, I don't think so. He seemed kind of hesitant stealing, and now he goes, so I'm wrong again. I'm 0 for 2. Stolen base attempt, and it's successful.
Now the trick is to keep him from scoring on a wild pitch.
That would be good, and that's what's really awesome about today's game. Even with this short backstop, the runners are still able to score. I get it that the bases are closer together, but still.
Well, again, back to the trouble of baseball. Give the runners a lot of credit. They're getting good secondary checks over there, expecting the ball to go behind the catcher, and then they tear it.
Fundamentally sound swing. It's an RBI single. As Klepper gets it done, it's 5-4, and the teeter-totter battle continues here in Dorhofer Park.
That's a nice hit. What a great way to score the runner from third. Just a nice base hit up the middle.
All you gotta do is watch him.
In the era of exit velocity and launch angle, now these kids are probably way too young for exit velocity and launch angle, but it is good to see fundamentally sound hitting, not trying to do too much, hitting it to where it's pitched and getting that base hit to drive in the runner from third.
It's Andrew that got that hit, and Jacob is at the plate.
Oh, he got him! Oh my goodness, what a play. Now you can do that if they play by IHSA rules. The pitcher's got to be 15 feet away from the rubber, and you can do the hidden ball trick. And it's so hard to try to ask for help on that because he doesn't have a base umpire. What a play by Hannigan, oh my goodness.
But the player's got a base coach.
Hey, now we make plays.
Hannigan having one heck of a day, might be in our post-game show. 5-4, the hidden ball trick, successful by Hannigan. Wind up and the pitch. Oh, you got to wear that, kid. We got ice.
The unfortunate thing for me on that hidden ball trick, I missed that, looking down, implementing one of these counters, and I just didn't see it. That's why they call it a hidden ball trick, I guess, right?
Quick on the take you are, Bob Vilsaway. He was definitely out, but like I said, the pitcher's got to be 15 feet away from the rubber. That's an IHSA rule. I believe that's also a rule by the National Federation.
I've actually never heard that rule, but it makes sense because you can't fake the runner around the rubber.
Because you're deceiving the runner because he thinks the pitcher has the ball. But if the pitcher becomes a fielder, it doesn't matter if the pitcher has the ball or not. AKA, he's 15 feet away from the rubber. Maybe sometimes baseball is too confusing for its own good. Then again, you have the other version of baseball, softball, and that ball is nothing but soft. It's anything but soft.
Boy, that's the truth.
That thing is not going to feel good. 75-mile-an-hour fastball at your knee. Another base runner for the Dragons. Not only are these players good baseball players, Bob, but they have good mascots. I'm sick of Lions. I'm sick of Wildcats. Let's have Dragons. Let's have Devils. Let's mix it up here.
I gotta say, those are two great baseball names.
One of these days, I'm going to see a travel team called the Komodo Dragons. I hope I do, because the Komodo Dragons is just an awesome animal.
There he goes.
Goes on first movement, no slide step, easy stolen base.
Get it done.
Well, the catchers better start throwing these runners out, Bob, or they're going to be sent down to AAA.
I do think a couple of pitch-outs could be interesting outcomes. Like, here's a very good lead at second base. He's going to probably take off the third.
I'm 0 for 2. Third time's the charm. I'm going to go with you on this one.
Uh-oh, I better change my choice then, huh?
Watch the pitch.
The unwritten rule of baseball, you don't want to make the first or third out at third.
Back. Good job. Ready your time. One more. Next three.
It's tough. You can hold him back all you want at second base, but it's still, when you get a good lead off second base, you can steal third base. It's hard to get the ball all the way into the catcher's mitt and then down the third base line to tag him out.
Now, that could have been a balk. I mean, they're 10 years old, and he's going to be easily safe.
I'm glad there's no balk out there.
Yeah, and it's going to be a warning anyways because they're only 10. Let's just let them play.
I think it was, but I'm glad it wasn't called.
Let's just keep the game moving.
Well, and again, it's an instructional league on how to get better.
Base doesn't move.
You want to win, you want to get trophies, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to get these kids ready for high school.
There he goes.
And that's definitely a wild pitch. Could the catcher have had that? At this level, no. Older levels, you want him to move those knees, get a glove on. At this level, that's definitely a wild pitch.
But if you're taking stats, he was going to be safe on the stolen base, and then put in a wild pitch, taking his stolen base away. Oh.
Yeah. That's why we have next level analytics, and we have second to third, using the stopwatch, how fast you are from second to third. They're going to do a pitching change. We'll take a break. They're still thinking about it, actually. Now they're going to make the pitching change. You're watching Just Crush Sports, digital media for all athletes and ages.
Just Crush Sports is a hybrid of entertainment, sports media, and digital video technology for all athletes and all ages. At Just Crush Sports, we want to create a professional media experience for youth sports, club leagues, school sports, and recreational leagues for both individuals and team sports. We want to capture your highlights through digital video, Whether it's a recruiting video for college, a personal video for your son or daughter's sports event, a highlight reel for your recreational game, or a sports center type feel for your sports league or camp, we want to give you that on-field video access and platform to do so. We can customize videos and capture these moments through social media platforms. The same way professional athletes have the on-field video capabilities to document sports videos, we want to bring that to the youth and recreational sports. Please take the time to check us out on our social media pages and our website. We would be more than happy to help you capture these moments and answer any questions you have.
Having fun yet?
So I just asked one of the other players' brothers. I saw him back there. I asked him if he wanted to sit in too.
Yeah, whatever he wants to do.
So, he's already there.
Okay, let me get that.
He's Zach Dabrowski's older brother.
So I'll have Bob do play-by-play if he wants to, and I'll take a break. All right, get back here soon. We're about ready to go. Pitching Change brought to you by HTML Global. Check them out at htmlglobal.com for all of your web development needs. Their office is in Glenview. So the Devils with a pitching change, and Bob, it looked like he was holding that shoulder a little bit.
Oh, maybe that's why he's throwing some wild pitches?
Yeah, he seemed to be in a little bit of pain. This level, it's pretty much zero tolerance. You do not want to fool around with that. Even at the 14U level, the last year of travel ball before high school, even at 14U, you'll probably see coaches take their pitchers out with any hint of shoulder problems. Because pitching is an art form, and it is extremely difficult. Even when you're not throwing breaking balls, it is very erratic and not friendly to the shoulder and the elbow when you're trying to throw that little white baseball 75 miles an hour or faster, depending on what level you're playing at. Well, now, yeah, especially with baseball, we've seen more Tommy John surgeries. And I guess that's the only positive of the 60-game season. Assuming we get the full 60 games, there's a chance that if another team gets COVID like the Marlins did, that they're just going to have to pack it in. But even with 60 games, it's cool to see because you really don't have to worry about shoulder problems as much because the starters are only going to pitch 12, 13 starts until the playoffs.
On the roster now. I mean, it didn't used to be no teams like 13 pitchers on the roster before.
Pierce Bard on the mound for Hinsdale. That's in the dirt. Another steal attempt, going to be close. Safe. What a game we're seeing today. Doesn't matter how short that backstop is. Any wild pitch is fair game to steal home. We've seen everything today. We've seen controversial calls, good base hits, stealing home. It's been an excellent day of baseball. We're all tied at 5. It was 2-0, then 3-2, then 5-3, now 5-5. It's just evenly matched. Now, I was not old enough. I was not even born yet. But did you watch that Phillies-Cubs game? The final score was like 25-24.
I think I actually did. I don't remember now.
Like Mike Schmidt went like 7 for 9 or something. It was nuts.
I think I actually did see that game live.
There's a really good YouTube channel called Foolish Baseball, and he talks about last year's Yankees-Twins game, final score 14-12, and the game ended. The Twins had like the bases loaded or runners at first and second, and the game ended on a diving catch by Aaron Hicks in the gap. Final score 14-12. They're trying it again, but the Dragons are not fooled.
I think my favorite defensive play ever was that Dwayne Wise catch for the perfect game for Burley.
That one was great. I'm trying to think of another one. I think the home plate umpire is going to start to tell these players to just throw it back and get this game going.
That would be a good idea.
You know, the first time it's good gamesmanship. When you keep doing it, the sportsmanship level goes down a little bit. And they're 10. They're not doing it on purpose. It's not Bush League. But it did. But eventually you just want to play real baseball. And the hidden ball trick is not real baseball. As much as I love when it's done in the movie Rookie of the Year, that's not real baseball.
Well, and the other thing is, he's going to run on the first pitch.
I believe there's no time limit tonight, so we're going to play a full 6.
Is it 6 or 7?
6 at 10U, 7 when you get to 11. Hard to get 10-year-olds to play 7 innings. By the time the 7th inning comes around, they're probably getting their phones out and texting their friends about when they're going to play Fortnite next. And you also want the runner to not feel comfortable. Even though he's going to be safe by a mile, when you throw it, it makes the runner think, oh, wow, they're going to try to pick me off. And then you don't feel as comfortable in your leadoff and secondary. There he goes, going on first movement by the pitcher. And he's in there with a stolen base. And now the analytics come into play. When do you eventually bring the infield in? But the problem is everybody's scoring today. So the Devils are in that tough spot where they're not the home team. So when do you decide to bring the infield in when it's a tie score? Bottom of the 5th? But it.
I don't know if you do in 10-year-old baseball. Maybe that's the just don't bring the infield in, even if it's 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, it's even top tier in these other really nice programs. Dragons are a great program too. 10 years old, that's asking a lot to get the infield in and expect them to make a play at home plate, especially when it's not a forced play. And you know, every now and then you'll have 10-year-olds that are Bryce Harper and Mike Trout, but not everybody on the infield's Bryce Harper and Mike Trout at the age of 10. I still can't believe that Harper at the age of 16 was playing in a college league. That's how good he is. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Can't get the job done. Another fake throw. All tied at 5 with 2 down. Runner at third. Bard coming in relief. Well, they've been stealing so much, you don't want to give any more from a leadoff base hit in the gap. Left fielder gets a good jump on it to keep it from being a double, but the damage is done. An RBI knock, and it's 6-5 Dragons. So a base knock by 41. And we're going to have another guest analyst in the top of the 4th. Bob's going to lead that. I'm going to take a little break. Maybe a nap. We'll see. And you're probably wondering what the body language is between first base coach and batter. What he's probably saying is, don't reach. If it's that far out, just let it go. If the umpire calls it a strike, so be it. But that's just going to get you into bad habits when you're reaching for pitches. Or he could have just been asking the batter what he wants at Taco Bell. I don't know. Another reach. Should be an easy play at third. And it is. 5-3 on the putout if you're scoring at home, but the damage is done. The Dragons are leading again. Let's go to the top of the 4th. Dragons 6, Devils 5. You're watching JCS. Play your game. Play back your greatness.
No, I ran out there.
Who you in 5 here?
So tell me your name. Nicholas, what's your last name? Dabrowski.
I'm in 5, guys.
Any volleyball players in your family?
No.
Rocky fire, let's go.
This is Bob Vilsoy with Just Crush Sports. We are here with a guest announcer, an older brother, Dombrowski. So you play, I see you're in your Dragons jersey. What team are you on? Which age level?
I'm on the 14U Dragons team. Just had a doubleheader in Kankakee.
Did you win both?
We lost the first one by 3, I think, and then the second one we had bases loaded.
Wow, well, congratulations on that. How did you do?
I did pretty well. I played first base. Not much action other than just pitching the ball. And then my at-bats got pretty well.
Oh man! So in this league, it's still an instruction league, right? So do you want the walks to get on base so you can run the bases and steal, or do you want to hit?
No, we want to hit.
So on that particular play, Matthew just popped up to the second base, nice easy out, 1 out. Ahead 6-5. Excuse me, the Devils are down 6-5. The Dragons are up 6-5. So who's going to win this game? You have to pretend you're the yeah.
You know, it is Dragons are leading if they came up the same.
Yeah, line drive right to third, a nice catch. I mean, you would expect nothing less than to catch it, right? It was right to him, right? But it still was a good catch off the bat. Well hit line drive, just right at the player. It's that's the luck of the draw in baseball.
If the Dragons do keep the same intensity, if they don't start lacking, they should be able to come out.
Well, both teams are very intense on the base paths. Every pitch, the very next pitch they get on base, they steal the next base, scoring on some wild pitches as well.
Let's go, next play. Go, boy!
Just whichever team comes ready to play usually comes out.
Maybe with a little bit of luck. Left-handed pitcher, though, pretty much getting strikes here. Obviously, if you don't throw strikes, the hitters can't hit it. He's got 2 line drive outs.
Well, once you get the pressure, it's trickier to steal a base from the left-handed.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do as a left-hander to hold the runners on.
Pickoffs.
Right, you almost want to see a runner at first so he can watch his pickoff move. On the other hand, we'd like to see an out here. So where's your brother?
Zachary, he is in left field right now.
Okay. There he is.
He likes playing catcher a lot.
The other good thing about this league is they rotate positions around a lot.
Yes.
Right.
Once
So
you get to the 13U, 14U league, you usually get locked in at one position.
right, but by then you've had experience at multiple positions, so you know what to be locked in at. Yeah. Strike 3. That's the end of that half inning. That went really quick. 2 line drives and the strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 4th. This is Bob Vilsoy with Just Crush Sports. 4th, the Dragons with a 6-5 lead, and they are up. The first batter up. Now, Nicholas is still with us, but the first batter up here is Sawyer Woods, so we can find out what you know about him on the scouting report. What can you tell us about Sawyer?
You know, Sawyer is doing pretty well on the field. You know, he is the speed of his around the bases. It's really eye-catching stuff. So it is one thing going. Diamondbacks could be looking for some speed like that.
So the parents say this is Sawyer's first year of travel baseball. He's played Downers Grove youth baseball for the last 4 years. Sawyer loves basketball. He's played for the Downers Grove Wolfpack and the Downers Grove Nomads. He plans out trying out this fall for the Nomads again. His last year's team qualified for state in Rockford, but unfortunately was not able to attend due to COVID. That's a shame. He loves playing flag football. He's played for 5 years through the Downers Grove Park District. Sawyer's brother, Easton, plays for the 10U Illinois Hitmen. They practice in the backyard with their dad and love playing sandlot baseball with their friends, but who doesn't, right? So the first pitch well over his head. You need a stepladder to reach that one.
Now, if you usually have a high pitch. You want a bigger glide step. And then if it's, usually in the dirt, you want to shorten that glide step up.
You're going to make it as a color announcer. That's exactly what we want to hear. How to do it, not just what happens, but the question is how. He must have taken your advice, maybe perhaps a longer step, got the ball down into the strike zone, got the swing he needed. Line drive, kind of short toward first. Pitcher picks it up. I think he's going to beat it out. Definitely safe. So the first baseman got behind the base trying to grab the toss from the pitcher, and he ended up getting run over by Sawyer. Good base running by Sawyer. Now, what are we going to expect here? He's probably going to see on this first pitch, don't you think? Brings up number 2, Jeremy Lane, lefty. Makes sense. He plays first base, pitches, and of course in the outfield. So we expect a stolen base right off the bat, don't we? Yeah. Although they're getting crafty with the plays to first, getting off the rubber and faking throws just to hold him on. There he goes, and there he goes. Yeah, it was a very good jump. Now, as a hitter, when you see that the runner at first gets a good jump, and you know you're supposed to do a hit and run, do you still swing?
If the hit and run sign is on, you got to hit everything. Especially to draw that second baseman to cover. You want to just punch it right through, because then you get him to third, possibly home. Depends how hard you hit the ball.
Here's the stolen base. He does make it. Yeah, if the runner gets a good jump, I have a tendency, let's forget to hit and run, give him the stolen base, right? But if he has a bad bunt or bad jump, man, you got to make sure you swing and hit that ball at least foul.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you don't want your only base runner.
There he goes for third. He's safe. So Jeremy is the oldest sibling of his brother Joey and little sister Jocelyn, right? He's come a long way in baseball and continues to improve year to year, mostly in the confidence and the love of the game. He's a developing left-handed pitcher. We like it when left-handers pitch. Center field and first base also for the Dragons. Outside, not a wild pitch, runner at third holds. He learned to snow ski last year.
Baseball is a left-handed.
Isn't that the truth? Even if you're a right-handed player, you want to learn to bat left-handed. At least switch hit.
Because even if you're batting lefty, you get like at least an inch or two closer to the bag.
Well, what happens is catcher overthrew the pitcher, right? And the runner on third being very alert. Again, very well coached. I mean, you assume the pitcher's going to catch the ball, right? So there's another run for the Dragons.
Yeah, that's how I said. The left-handed batter, you already get like an inch or two closer to the base.
Yeah, more like he's 6 feet closer to the base on the other side of the plate.
The ball down the line, it's usually a triple since you got to get it across the field. But if you're a right-handed player,
yeah, that's only double then.
Yeah, it's only double.
Yeah, pop up to short. That's the end of Jeremy. Brings up number 33, Evan Ponton. Oh, number 23, I can't read. Colin Paul, thank you. Outside, Colin Paul attends St. Joe's School in Downers Grove. He's going into the 5th grade. Sounds funny. These guys look way older than 5th grade, don't they? Yeah, Nicholas, how old are you?
I am 14.
So does that mean you're in high school yet?
Yes, I'm going into high school next school year.
And are you actually going to high school, or are you going to, oh, wait, time out. We got a ground ball back to the pitcher. It's bobbled a little bit. All right, we'll make you the official score on that. So do you give an error to the pitcher, or do you think he should have, he would have beaten it out?
I do think that is an error by the pitcher, because if he drained that ball with the glove, he probably would have had an easy routine play to first. But since he tried to burn it, he bobbled it a little.
So Collins now is on first. We expect Collins to steal second right away. Nope, gets back to first on the fake throw to first. And I love this note. In the off-season, he can be found playing football and tackling his siblings as much as possible. I love it. And he, of course, he also enjoys playing basketball. A guy after my heart. There he goes for second base. Made it easily. And now Evan Ponton comes up. He's an older brother, Liam, who also plays travel baseball. He's got 2 dogs, Oreo and Winston. And, of course, he loves hot dogs. What kid doesn't, right? Favorite baseball team is the New York Mets. Never mind. That's the last thing I'm going to say nice about this guy. He also loves football. His other favorite teams are the Jets and the Bears. Well, at least he's not a Packers fan. Go, Evan. I love it. He's got some stats after 7 games here. 3 hits, one of those a double, an RBI, 4 runs, batting .300, slugging .400. Good lead at second base. Running to third. There he goes. The throw into left field. No, nice stop at third base. So it's another stolen base. Yeah. I hated when the catcher would throw the ball and it bounced to me somewhere, because then you got to get that short hop, or it's like fielding a ground ball, you might miss it. But you are so right. You got to get that ball right at the right place where the runner's foot is going to tag the glove when you catch it. So Colin over at third base is the oldest of 5. He has 1 brother and 3 sisters. Boy, that's got to be a loud family at home. I wonder if the 3 sisters play softball. Now, here's another one for you, Nicholas. Okay, so should girls play softball and boys play baseball? Why shouldn't they both be allowed to play baseball or softball, whatever they want?
Tough question.
It is a good one, isn't it?
With softball, there is the bases are a little bit shorter and the fences are a little bit shorter, but the ball is a lot bigger and harder to hit.
Well, don't you feel like you're left out because you can't play softball? Wouldn't that be an absolute blast to play?
It would be, especially playing against.
Well, it'd be against other boys, I would think. Yeah. So
But
just
there
the
are
whole.
like those. Once you're older, there are those like 50-year-old leagues.
Oh, that's true. They've got the right. We better go back to first base. So this ground ball is short. The throw got away from the first baseman, so we're going to have to give an error on the throw on that. And then the runner on first, Evan, had to make sure he got back to the base, because once he took the turn, you're fair game to be tagged out. Anyway, he's on first.
If boys played softball, would they still do the underhand thing?
Yes, they would.
That'd be cool.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, with these older softball leagues, it's usually not the whole 360 rotation of the arm. It's usually just a lob pitch. And those games are really fun to watch.
That's even more fun to play, let me tell you. Stolen base there. And Adrian is at bat. So we're looking for Adrian Rosales. We talked about him already. A good throw to second. It was close on the pickoff play, but he did get back in time. This is Adrian. Remember, we talked about this. As Javier Baez is his favorite player, and of course I'm accused of having an accent on Baez's name. So Nicholas, how do you pronounce Javier's last name?
There's some little accent to say his name. It's one of those last names where it forces you to have some sort of accent.
So Javier Baez. Safe at third on the stolen base. Now, what we didn't talk about with Adrian, he also loves to play Fortnite, so maybe Kyle's going to set up a game one day where they can play Fortnite together.
So bad. I don't even know what Fortnite is.
Oh, Kyle says he doesn't know what it is. He knows about it. He doesn't play it. Okay, I get it. I like this one. He also is into constructing paper airplanes. I got to see that. I can only imagine the concoction that gets created there. Racing RC cars. How fun is that? And a friend named Oscar. And Adrian actually has a favorite subject in school that's not recess and not lunch. He's actually likes math. Again, I was a math major in college. Another somebody after my heart here.
Baseball has become a calculator game.
That's a very true point. Kyle had just said baseball has become a very calculator-oriented game with all the different statistics that are out there and can be done in all kinds of software algorithms and Excel and everything. Now, when he grows up, it says here, Adrian aspires to be an engineer and a future Major League Baseball player. So I think what you have to do is try to be a Major League Baseball player, be that for a decade or two, and then be an engineer after that and design things. All right, we got a ground ball to short. It's going to be a long throw to get him out. Nice throw to get him out. That was well played at shortstop. Good stretch by the first baseman, Shepard. They all think it's 3 out, but it's not.
Maybe even, make your own bat.
Yeah, right. Make your own engineer, your own wooden bats with the appropriate amount of cork in it so you don't get caught.
Sosa would be proud.
Yeah, Sosa would be proud. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Throw him out at first. That is 3 outs. So at the end of the bottom of the fourth, the score is 9-5. This is Bob Vilsway with Just Crush Sports, digital media for all athletes and ages.
Good evening, everybody, as we're getting closer and closer to it being 8:30 when it officially becomes nighttime. Either way you slice it, we got a heck of a baseball game today. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsway. Top of the fifth action, we're going to play 6 tonight, maybe 7 the way this game's going, Bob. We could see extra innings.
I don't know if we're going to see extra innings or not. That's a lot they ask in a 9-5 game, but I would love it if we did see extra innings. These two teams are fun to watch. They're both aggressive. A 9-5 game.
Yeah, the Devils have come back before. But yes, down by 4 runs is going to be harder than it was earlier in the game. But this is a Devils team. They haven't gotten a lot of hits today, less than 5 on those 5 runs. But they've been able to just wait patiently at the plate. Ball 1, ball 2, strike 1, ball 3. It becomes these 2-1, 3-1 counts, and it makes it tougher for the Dragons to stay in there and continue to hunker down on the mound. So we'll see if the Devils can make it a comeback in the last 2 innings. I would not be shocked if we went to extra innings.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get the 4 runs to tie the game up, right?
Problem is they got
a lot of baseball to go. We're in the top of the 5th. We get to play the 5th and the 6th.
The problem is they got to hold the Dragons, and the Dragons keep scoring.
Yes, the Dragons are a good team also. We don't know which teams saved which pitchers for whom, though, either. I mean, it could be that the Dragons pitchers are maybe not the top pitchers, and the Devils are coming in with their top pitchers. We don't really know.
And that's the thing. That's what makes baseball such a great game, and why managers are so underrated, in my opinion, is what would you rather have? A pitcher who starts off the game well, or your best pitcher in the 9th inning? Remember, it's not just about being a great pitcher in the 9th inning. It's about pitching under pressure. And that's something that Craig Kimbrell, even though he has the stuff, has not been able to do. Whereas Colomé for the White Sox does not as have good a stuff as Kimbrell, but he's been a lot better in the 9th and 8th innings on occasion.
Yeah, I sure love where you're talking about. What a great discussion point. Mariano Rivera was the best closer in baseball possibly ever known to mankind. But now how good would he be as a starter if he got to pitch an extra 100 innings for a year?
Yeah, but that's the thing. He was so good at that split-finger fastball. The Yankees trusted in their starting rotation and middle relievers, like when they had Mike Stanton in the 8th inning, for example. Mariano, just get us a save. Line drive, fair ball. It's going to be at least a single.
Probably all he's going to get to right field. But nice hit, though. Runner first.
All you need is base runners. You get 2 more and a long ball, and it's 9-9.
We do have some examples on if you're a reliever versus a starter. Dennis Eckersley was a starter for most of his career, and then became a premier reliever.
Yeah.
Just a good pitcher, whether you start or relieve. I think if you're a good pitcher, though, I would like to see a good pitcher who's pitched more innings.
And that's just what's also great about baseball. I think kids of the newer generation, they'll Google Dennis Eckersley, and the only thing that'll pop up is that home run that Kirk Gibson hit in the 88 World Series. But that doesn't really tell the story of how great Dennis Eckersley was, just that one moment. And because of search engine optimization and YouTube, people will only remember Eckersley for that home run he gave up.
You're so right. Stolen base here, stand up stolen base.
And unfortunately, because of YouTube, people are always going to remember Bill Buckner for an error he made in the World Series, not the fact that he had over 2,000 hits and he won a couple of batting titles.
Yeah, what another perfect example of that, where you just have one bad memory and it wipes out a whole entire fantastic career in people's memories.
But for the Hall of Fame voters, Eckersley is in Canton. Not Canton. I've been doing so many Hall of Fame football videos, I keep thinking of Canton. Cooperstown. Eckersley, his great reliever years with the Athletics. He was also on that 84 pennant-winning Cubs team.
See, I like how he actually zinged it to second base, right? It, like you said, strikes fear into the runner a little bit. And you also get practice throwing with the catching. And he doesn't go for stealing for that ball.
Yeah, they're only 10, so you can't be too mad at them for that. But these are just the things that you're going to have to learn.
Well, and what we haven't seen either is the strike zone has been relatively consistent and not too high. Some players done a good job. He's not calling pitches he can't hit as strikes.
And the strike zone has been fantastic today. For Hopper, gets in front of it, still has a chance, and he gets him. What an excellent stretch by Stevens. My goodness. Looking like Votto on that stretch. Now, the second baseman made a great play staying in front of it, but Stevens should get most of the credit. An excellent stretch, and not only that, he waited for the ball and then stretched for it.
I really like how the second baseman, PJ, kept the ball in front of him and then zinged the ball over to first base. Frozen rope.
If you can have good throwers, not just on the mound, but if you can find 9 guys who can throw the ball hard and accurately, you're going to win a lot of games regardless of how well your team can hit. Could have gone either way. I don't know, Bob. I think he hung. I think he didn't swing. What about you?
I didn't think he swung either, but I don't actually mind the call on that.
It could have gone either way. That time it goes the way of the Dragons.
Yeah, I think he held up, but it's so close that it's okay to call that a strike.
And it's also instructional. You don't want that guy swinging at that anyway. So maybe because he called it a strike, the Devils are going to learn don't swing at those high fastballs. That time he lays off it.
Fire it in there, Chase.
Russell's down by 4, but they have a chance to make it down by 3. All they need here is a wild pitch or a ground ball.
They would prefer the wild pitch. They don't want to keep sacrificing outs. Swung on and missed for a strike. Pulled the string on him. A changeup is the most underrated pitch in baseball. If you can throw one, you're going to be in Major League Baseball a long time.
There's a White Sox reliever. Folk?
Yeah, Folk had a good changeup. Known for the four-seam fastball, but he could throw the changeup on occasion as well.
He was like a 2-pitch pitcher, and just a fastball and a changeup. That's all he had. And how much success did he have with just those 2 pitches?
He will always be remembered in Red Sox history for getting the final out to end that 86-year curse. And he was a pretty darn good pitcher, and he was on the White Sox, too.
You have an amazing memory. I do not even recall that.
You don't remember the Joe Buck call? Ground ball to Folk. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it.
Evidently, I must not have been a Red Sox fan. Who did they beat in that World Series?
The Cardinals.
I missed that one. I must have been sleeping.
You blew it, Bob. You blew it.
I know.
How did you not watch that World Series? They hadn't won the World Series in 86 years and you didn't watch it?
Oh, Boston and the Cardinals. Like, I'm not really a Cardinals fan.
I know, but like it's history in the making. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I know. I've like watched every other World Series known to mankind.
Like the one you really should have watched, you didn't watch it. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been one. I just don't remember Folk pitching there.
Yeah, Folk got the last out. I believe Renteria was at the plate. And of course, the next year, White Sox were like, hey, the Red Sox ended their curse. Why can't we end ours? And of course, the White Sox the next year in 2005 ended their 88-year curse. Curse of the Black Sox. Yeah, that they did, Bob. That they did.
Garland, Contreras,
Burley,
of course.
Freddie Garcia, and then El Duque on occasion. They had
5 aces.
a little bit of a skip to my Lou at the last second. Just kind of barely got past home plate, but eventually touched it. Dragons still in business. They're up by 3, just need to get more outs. And they got plenty of offense to make up those runs. We appreciate you watching this broadcast.
Another one, look out.
That one's a pass ball. I know he's 10, but you got to catch that ball.
Makes the score a little bit tighter, though.
Still up by 2. Just shake it off and continue to pitch.
And now there's nobody on base.
Wind up and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Is he out? Is he not? Okay, he's out. I love 10 years old. They don't know what's going on half the time. Am I out? Am I safe? Are you?
They know what's going on more than the people behind the fence watching it.
Is the umpire buying me Taco Bell after the game? What's going on? Outside for a ball.
See, some like, I mean, that was obviously outside, right? But I feel like at the same, sometimes those umps have to call those strikes to move the game along.
I would love to do an 8-year-old travel game and see what kids know what count. Yeah, what if the kids know what count it is. T-ball would be excellent to do play-by-play for.
Yeah, we had this discussion briefly about T-ball. I had an argument with one guy at work one time, and this is when he had kids and before I had kids, right? So it's a long time back. We were saying T-ball adds no value to learning how to play baseball.
It's not real baseball.
Field, they get coaching. But I think the reality is that just too young.
Yeah, I think you should just go right into coach pitch as you make sure not to swing on that. Coach pitch and pitching machine, that's somewhat baseball. T-ball, you put a ball in a tee, that's not baseball. It's just kind of hanging out and swinging.
Did you say pitching machine?
Yeah. You've never seen pitching machine, 7-year-old baseball? It's really cool. They put the dad out on the mound, and the dad puts the ball in the pitching machine, and then it just squirts out at the hitter.
Never seen that.
It's really cool. Oof. Man, oh man, that probably should have been strike 3 at this level anyways. High school, no, but this level, that's too close to take.
Explain that on the Lawrence gets the first, and that close pitch brings up Noah. Nope, that is Noah.
Batter's way too late. He's got to either choke up or step up in the box. And that's what I mean by dipping your shoulder. You're trying to lean backwards on the ball instead of just extending your hips. What an excellent jump. And I say that because it's a left-handed pitcher, so you have to go on first movement regardless. But some of these runners, especially at this level, they'll get a little bit hesitant because they're like, oh, it's a lefty, he's going to pick me off. While a lefty, you have to go on first movement regardless. So excellent jump, the previous pitch.
Oh, ball's in the center field. Go back up.
Yeah, just both teams play the game excellently. It's sad that one of them has to lose.
Well, that's why they give out participation trophies for both teams. Right?
Okay, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole today, Bob. We've done that way too many times. Maybe on a JCS podcast we'll go down that road. Not today.
Those podcasts are great to listen to.
In the dirt for a ball. Good pick. Would rather him use that chest protector, but I'll take it. It's a nice field, too. Sometimes you'll see those dust bunnies and dust storms. Not today, although there hasn't been much wind.
You know, down by 2, a runner on, surprised they didn't steal third. Now they got 2 on.
So 2 outs, yeah. 2 outs, I don't want to do that. If I was down by 1, sure. Down by 2, I just want to get more base runners.
Right? Put him in scoring position.
Well, he's already, well, yes.
You need Reed in scoring position, the runner at first.
So one swing of the bat, and the Devils are back on top.
Yeah, that's right. He hit it over the center fielder's head. Where is the center fielder?
He's almost on the dirt, yeah. If he gets over his head, that could be an inside the park homer. Yeah, you got to stay in the box.
Well, we want the extra innings, right? So we want it to be a 2-base, 3-base hit.
Yeah, but the way the Dragons are hitting, they're going to probably get 3 runs the next inning. This is just an exciting game. There hasn't really been much errors either. Each team has earned their runs. It went off the catcher's mitt. Okay, wild pitch. What do you think, Bob?
Oh, man, I'm glad I'm not the official score on that. That is one of those that could go either way. Yes, I would say wild pitch, but that's a tough call. That's like that, play back to the pitcher. Nicholas wanted to give an error on the pitcher for that.
Now you're wondering, why are they swinging at those high fastballs? It could be there's a lot of movement on that 4-seam where it looks like it's going to be right at the rib cage, and at the last second it just kind of arches out of the strike zone. Try to inside and out it to right field, but just barely gets a piece of it. 9-7, back and forth we go. By the way, if you missed any of the action, just check it out on YouTube. All the action in both standard and high definition. I sure hope we have baseball in the fall. The latest news by the governor is not great. But baseball's not a contact sport, so we could have fall ball in addition to our current summer league. High pop-up,
Oh, this could be a problem.
and it's going to stay fair.
The owner of third tag, the owner of second knew it wasn't going to get caught. He scored right away, and he got a tie score. That was some excellent base running on the pads out there.
Well, if you like pitchers' duels, today is not your day because it's just a lot of runs, a lot of stealing, and a lot of fun.
That kind of counts as a pitcher's goal when it's 9-9.
Could have been a balk, but it's their 10. Just let it go.
So now the leading run is at second base. They need to get that guy home so they can have a one-run lead going into the bottom of the fifth.
I think because the game is going just so back and forth, another swinging at the high fastball. It's going so back and forth. The Devils are just going to just play their game. They're not going to worry about situational hitting because they know they have to keep scoring because they can't stop the Dragons. And the Dragons get last at bats. High arching pop-up. And the catcher got a late break on
It
it.
is so hard to catch those as a catcher. You don't really know where it goes. You just know it went up. Now you have to look up and locate it. Then you got to run after it and not run into things.
It's just so hard, and then you got to put your butt towards the outfield. It's a lot different than catching a normal pop fly in the outfield where you just stand in front of it. A catcher's got to put that butt to the outfield and just kind of backhand catch it, so to speak. It definitely hit his elbow. Yep, it's a hit by pitch. The good old HBP. Here's a trivia question for you, Bob. Who has the most hit by pitches in Major League history?
Dusty Baker?
Close, Don Baylor.
I think if you made it multiple choice, I might have gotten that one. Did Dusty Baker get hit by a lot too?
I believe he did, yeah, but Don Baylor has the most. Craig Biggio's in that category as well.
It's fun to watch those guys on replays. The ball comes toward them and they stick something out to hit the ball. There's supposed to be a rule that says you're supposed to avoid getting hit.
Yeah, you have to either avoid getting hit or just let it hit you. If you lean in towards the ball, like if you put your hand over the strike zone, it's an automatic out.
I saw catcher interference the other day. Edwin Garcia and
Yep.
hit the catcher's glove on the Twins. It's rare when you see that.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of cojones for the home plate umpire to call it.
Well, it might be easier to call now with no fans because you can.
Yeah. They,
That makes you wonder how many times the umpires miss it when there's 40,000 screaming fans.
yeah, umpiring is hard. Now, basketball is by far the hardest, but baseball umpiring is still difficult. Wind up and the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. Angel Hernandez. There's so many stories about Angel. I wish that they would change, Major League Baseball would change the fact that it's pretty much a lifelong job. Once you get up to the majors, that's ball four, bases loaded. Dragons are in trouble. Bullpen is quiet, and looks like we're going to get some action in the bullpen as we got a pitching conference. We'll stick with the action. 9-9 is the score. Well, we wanted there to be a good game, Bob. You can't get much better than this.
No, 9-9 in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that. Seeing that the Dragons have been scoring all day long, you think you'd want to have your pitcher go a little bit longer, a couple more batters, get a bullpen pitcher up in the bullpen, but also no room for error, bases loaded, and the score is tied. That being said, even if the Devils were to get a bases-clearing double, I still like the Dragons' chances to tie it up in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of scoring. Right, one run is not going to one run. You might win by one, but one run right now is not going to decide the final outcome.
Even three, even a grand slam. If we saw a grand slam, that would be spectacular.
Fun to see.
A real grand slam, not a Little League homer, but like
It can't happen here.
It looks like 250 down the lines.
That would be a shot. But big guy is coming up to the plate. Looks like Brady.
What a fun day of baseball.
So the pitcher is his chance? No, 14. And then 14 is pitching. I'll check the roster.
Hinsdale has 9 runs on just 5 hits and an error. The Dragons 9 runs on 7 hits and an error. 2 outs, bases loaded. The Devils, incredibly, have 9 walks today and just 6 strikeouts.
So the pitcher is P.J. O'Donohue. I love these little stories, right? His love of sports started early. When he was 4, he would wake up every morning and grab his parents' cell phone and check the scores of whatever games he played the night before. When you're 4.
DJ, you got it.
Now, this kid I like. His favorite baseball team is the White Sox. And why is he number 14? Should be
Paul
easy enough for
Konerko. Greatest first baseman in White Sox history.
you. Second best first baseman in the White Sox history. What are you thinking?
Frank Thomas was not a first baseman. Frank Thomas was a designated hitter, case closed. Frank Thomas was so bad at first base that when they played the Cubs and you have those National League rules where there's no designated hitter, Jerry Manuel would rather put Thomas on the bench instead of putting him at first base.
I don't know. I think you watched a different Frank Thomas than I watched.
He was great as a hitter. As a defender, take your pick. Who was worse, Frank Thomas or David Ortiz?
Yeah, I didn't watch David Ortiz at first, so I can't answer that.
One time Boston was so desperate for hitting, I think they put Ortiz in right field. I think every pitch Terry Francona was just begging the ball wasn't hit to right. Right down the middle for a strike. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by HTML Global. We'll definitely get the Dragons, maybe the Devils. We'll talk about baseball and maybe Fortnite.
Oh, you got a walk.
The RBI BB. Okay, Bob. So when you're reading an article, I hate this, and I don't know why it's the case, but according to the Associated Press, it's written RBIs. It doesn't make any sense. It's already plural. It's not runs batted ins. Like, when you're reading an article, doesn't that just annoy you? Why do they put RBIs instead of RBI?
I see that all the time. It's an English language issue, right? Do you put an apostrophe S on there? Do you put RBIs with an S on there? It is annoying.
Ground ball, 5 unassisted, and that will do it. But the Devils get the lead back. Don't go anywhere. This could be a 15-14 final score. Bottom of the 5th, 10-9 Devils. You're watching JCS, digital media for all athletes and ages. The Devils and the Dragons have found ways to score. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway, Bill Vala. On videography today, doing an excellent job as per usual.
What a fun game, though, a 10-9 game. I mean, if you knew it was going to be that, you'd want to come out and watch it just for that, even if you don't know the players. It's so adorable watching this.
The way this game's going, it could go to extras. In fact, remember I was talking about earlier today about that Silverhawks pitcher that was throwing a knuckleball?
Right?
That game went the full 9 innings. It was a 10-year-old game, but they kept scoring, so it went 9. Went 3 extra innings of 9-inning ball for a championship game. Still remember that.
It's good memory.
That was
I just think it's amazing you remember the name Silverhawks.
Bartlett Silverhawks is a really cool name, and like I said, I've done a lot of their games in the past. And I might do more games in the future. I just don't have a passion for umpiring like I did in the past.
Jacob, let's go.
So is this PJ or Jacob?
Jacob.
Number 44, first baseman. We already talked about him a little bit. His baseball hero is Anthony Rizzo, which is why he wears number 44. And, this is... we're not going to be able to talk about him long. Oh, it's a foul ball. Good. So the parents wrote, for a previous birthday, he requested that in lieu of guests donate to the Anthony Rizzo Foundation.
How cool is that?
Who thought of that? Favorite positions, first base, pitching, and outfield. And he has a twin brother named Easton. Now, who names their kid Easton? What would the other name be?
Nike,
Yeah.
Adidas on the mound. Today's game brought to you by Puma.
But poor Easton, I guess he's 2 minutes younger than Jacob. His favorite things to do are skateboard, ride bikes, swim at the pool, play with friends, and of course, baseball.
Dragons trying to tie this one up. They need base runners or a long ball.
Now, he's been swinging and throwing as a lefty from the first time he picked up a bat and a ball when he was a toddler. Now, the first time my kid picked up a baseball bat, it was a wiffle ball bat, and he didn't have a choice. I put it in his left hand.
In the dirt for a ball.
But he kept hitting the ball down the right field line into the tree.
As you can hear the third base coach saying 3-1's got to be yours.
It's a good thing he did, because that's how I knew.
Swung on a miss for a strike. 3-2. Got to find a way to get on base.
Right, well, and they didn't give him a take sign too, which is kind of nice, because you want to learn to hit, not just take a walk. You're not trying to, I mean, you are trying to win the game, but you're trying to get good at baseball.
Could have been ball 4, swings at it anyways, and fouls it off.
Yeah, just off the end of the bat. All right, so predict, what do you think will happen here? Walk, strikeout, base hit?
Probably a walk. He's been pretty low on that fastball. I think it's going to be in the dirt for ball 4. Oh, goes with the high one.
Not a walk.
And you talked about pitch outs, Bob. You might see a pitch out here as the Dragons have been very cognizant of the late moves on the pitchers.
This would be the time for it, right? Good lead at first. Here he goes.
Stand up.
Can he go third? Nope.
Don't want to go there.
Stolen base. He's going to get the third. Nope. Back to second.
Third base coach is going to give his runner a heart attack. Keeps telling him to go, and he's going to be dead meat at that third.
No hesitation. Go.
Runner at second, nobody out. Base hit will tie it. Goes on first movement. It's a strike, but also a stolen base. All right, Bob. Well, they're 10, but if you've been practicing infield in, do you try it in this situation?
Well, bottom of the fifth, you're up by a run. I don't think they try it at all. I just don't think they do it here.
Fly ball. This will definitely score 1. Bad break on the baseball. It was not touched, so it is a double. And the Dragons in business. It's 10-10. So, Bob, you saw it better than I did. You said he was not tagging on the play.
No, he was not. He should have gone back to tag, and he didn't. He was off the base by about 5 or 6 feet.
Act free and make it go. Score.
Nobody out. Runner at second. A humongous lead. Going on first movement. Right down the middle. Good throw, and he's just in there. Whew. They tried it again. That time he's on the bag. So we've seen everything today. We've seen hidden ball tricks, base hits. The baseball's hit our tripod twice. Ooh, bad call by the home plate umpire, but it goes the way of the Devils.
Well, we haven't said bad play by the umpire all day.
Yeah, he's allowed a couple of mistakes, but that's big. Instead of it being 1-1, it's 0-2. Strike 3. He's got to throw it to first. Yeah, that's a tough situation because at this level, the runner from third is going to try to steal once he throws it to first. But you got to try to get outs because that runner from first is going to go into second. There's not going to be a throw from the catcher.
Well, and you gave up striking out the hitter.
I know you don't want to give up more runs, but you got to get some outs here.
He's going to go to second.
All right, Bob, you're the manager. First base open. It's 10-10. Do you just walk him to get a force at every base?
No, I just pitched him that and try to get out. Again, we're 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah, I mean, a force at any base, that's the best time to bring the infield in. Ooh, where was that pitch? Didn't miss by much. Ball called by the home plate umpire. 10-10.
Well, the game is 10 to the bottom of the fifth base is loaded, but nobody out. The base is not going to second and third.
Second and
I was
third.
already planning ahead for the
Yeah,
open base.
you're changing your mind in mid-sentence, and you want him to walk him.
Yeah.
In the dirt for a ball. Man, I don't know what this final score is going to be. 16-15, 18-17. It's just back and forth all day. Outside for a ball.
Loads them up. You got your wish.
I got my wish, but it was a lot harder than it should have been. It should have just been, hey, I want to walk this guy. And then he walks to first.
Do with that, right? So now we get to find out what would have happened if they did walk the guy.
Yeah, and also because of COVID, so they haven't been able to practice a lot. So you haven't been able to do these situations like a normal travel season. Just reaches for it and finds space. A duck snored into left center, and it's 11-10. The old saying goes, hit them where they ain't, and that time, that's what Chase Vala did.
That was a big hit.
All right, come on, Sawyer.
And how big was that by the catcher not throwing it down on the drop third strike? Now they need to get 3 outs to get out of this inning instead of 2.
I just hit a home run.
Good swing, Sawyer. Good swing.
You know, managing is underrated. I'm not saying it was a mistake by letting him go to first on the drop third strike, but it's definitely hurting him now. Starting to get a little chillier.
Oh, it feels good though, doesn't it?
Does, yeah. Foul ball, that's going to sting right off the... Looked like it went off his chin. And the parents are saying, is it 5 innings? No, they play 6. Could be 7, it could be 8. It just keeps going back and forth all day today.
I never would have guessed extra innings.
Into the outfield. Both runners score. Safe at third and safe at second. And the Dragons keep on scoring. 13-10. Lucky number 13 for the Dragons.
Yeah, the 16-15 prediction might end up being the case.
It just seems like it, doesn't it? And I love Major League Baseball, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen a White Sox-Cubs game exciting as this. 13-10, and it's not errors, like everybody's hitting.
I'm sorry, this is way more fun than the pro games. I mean, there's actually errors, wild pitches, kids running.
Yeah, but there's really no errors. According to Game Changer, only each team has had 1 error each.
Except for the wild pitches, yeah, you got a point.
A couple of pass balls, but other than that, I mean, you expect that
Yeah,
at this level.
There haven't been errors in the field, really.
You know, we saw that excellent play on that 4-3 putout by the Dragons.
Well, there was that ground ball back to the pitcher that Nicholas decided he would have called in.
We saw the Devils score on a sacrifice fly to the second baseman. Kids say the darndest thing, but they can also do the darndest things. You don't expect them to be this good at baseball at this young. Well, the Devils just need to find ways to get outs and not give up more runs. Hit by pitch. Silver lining is it creates a force out at every base.
Yeah, and then it gets a double up the middle again, right?
Well, you just need to get outs.
You do.
But if you've been practicing it, this would be the time, just like it was a couple of batters ago, to bring the infield in. But I guess they just haven't practiced it, and you would expect that with COVID. First baseman in.
Pitch in the dirt, nobody goes.
And the coaching staff not too happy. You know what? I like that. You're up 13-10. You want a big inning. Yeah, you want to make it 14-10, but why risk being thrown at a home plate?
Yeah, the trick to getting there is it's not a lot of space behind the plate. You have to get a really good secondary lead, and then you have to take off instantly.
The dirt for a ball. Great stop.
2-0 pitch, bases loaded, 2 more balls, another run comes in.
This is where baseball IQ and good base running comes into play. Any fly ball, just go back to the base and tag up. You're going to score anyway from third, so just tag up on a fly ball. High fastball for a ball.
Yeah, that was close enough where he had to look at the ump to see what he was going to call.
Now you got to wonder if the Devils have run out of pitchers. So they continue to go with 7. RBI base on ball. Nobody getting up in the Devils bullpen. Devils running out of time. They only have 1 more half inning of offense, and they still have nobody out on defense.
Yeah, they got to get 4 runs back, plus whatever they haven't gotten out yet. This inning, another high pitch. Well, this game now getting away from the Devils.
Go, boy!
Well, if the Devils lose today, they have nothing to feel sorry about. They just kind of ran out of pitching towards the end. But other than that, excellent played game by the Devils. Yeah, it could have gone either way, but the home plate umpire has been consistent with that. Anything on that part of the plate, even if it gets good upward motion on it, he's not calling it a strike. 14-10. What a game it's been today. Sokoviak started. Stevens, Bala, and O'Donohue in relief for the Dragons. Noah, Matthew, Pierce, and Harry have pitched today for the Devils.
I think we've seen 3 touchdowns and a field goal today.
And the extra points. Kickers are people too.
I guess they count.
You ever seen that? I think it was like a Staples commercial where this guy like keeps going around class, around college, and people forget who he is, and then it's like a tie score, and he kicks the game-winning field goal, and they remember who he is.
I haven't seen that
It's
commercial.
pretty funny. Yeah, I'm on the football team. What? Yeah, I'm the kicker. Oh, you're him. Hey, kickers are people too. Pat McAfee's awesome.
Oh, they're talking about his pitching motion. They're saying he's not set in the stretch.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just 10U is just a warning.
Well, and it's a teaching moment.
Yeah.
Again, well handled. I mean, there's no box call. Just tell him how to do it right. And adjust.
Yeah, this late in the game, he hasn't called a balk except for that time. He's not going to call it.
And you got it straight. That was what he needed.
3-2 the count.
Throw to first.
And the parents say, stay on the base.
Yes, stay on the base. So bases loaded, 3-2 pitch. So this is when you decide, nobody out, if you run or not.
Hannigan is just so good at that hidden ball trick. It's like he's practiced it a lot before. Swung and miss, strike 3. So a double play would end the inning. He's 8? Wow.
Taunton.
Okay.
Ponton's just 8 years old. He's playing on the 10-year-old travel team. He has a bright future ahead of him. In the dirt for a ball.
Now, more aggressive, right down. Light move. Sawyer, light move, right?
Coming in on about 2 hours played of baseball. Hinsdale, incredibly, 10 runs on just 5 hits. The Dragons, 14 runs on just 10 hits. Both teams have just an error apiece. The big hitter for Hinsdale, Matthew L. 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs. It's fouled away on the first base side. Adrian at the dish, bases loaded with Harry on the mound. For the Dragons, have a day, Sawyer Woods. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI.
There's been a lot of RBIs in this game. Oh, he swung.
Definitely swung on it, and they're going to try to pick him off again. He's thinking about it.
So one more ball will put a full count and the base loaded again.
They just don't make it easy on us, do they, Bob? No, we saw 1-1-2-3 inning, and that was it. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So that's big. If you can get out of this inning down by 4, one swing of the bat, it's all tied.
16 or so pitches.
CP, watch the ball.
Big leadoff. Hannigan keeping him close at first. Hannigan wasn't ready for it. Gets past the right fielder. A base hit in the air, and that might do it for the Devils. That stings if you're a fan of the Devils. As it looked like they were going to get out of it, Hannigan got a late break on it, and an air by the right fielder, and it's now 16-10.
Yeah, that allowed 2 runs. 2 runs came in on that hit. Good piece of hitting now.
It was definitely a good piece of hitting. It's definitely a base hit. But Hannigan's usually good getting off the bag. That time he was just a tad bit late, and that's why they say baseball is a game of inches.
And the biggest lead of the day now, 16-10, as we go into the top of the, well, as eventually we'll get into the top of the 6th.
So how long will that lead last? About 2 minutes? Wouldn't that be something if they scored 6 runs in the top of the 6th? Make it 16-16.
Well, we'll find out if the Dragons have a stopper.
Then again, the Dragons are back to the top of the order. They could get a base hit to make it 18-10.
Yeah, right, 2 wild pitches or a base hit, either way, scores 2 runs.
Just too bad. And Definitely not the right fielder's fault. Tried his best, just took a bad hop.
Well, and even if he gets it, the bases are still loaded.
Yeah.
Maybe the runner from second still scores.
Yeah. They've been excellent defensively today.
Yeah, that one was of limited damage.
They're still trying that.
I like it though. Zing the
Hit
ball
ball.
out infield. Oh,
No, I'm the hidden ball trick. Yeah, they're still trying it.
Right. Again, that's why I didn't see it.
16-10 the score.
Wild pitch, nobody goes. Runner
Every-
second's chomping on the bit to get the third, but the runner third is being conservative.
And they do continuous batting order at this level. I'm checking the stats right now if everybody has scored on both teams.
That's amazing. Everybody on both teams have scored.
Andrew Klepper has not scored for the Dragons, and for Hinsdale, Keaton Cassell has not scored for the Devils. So what's going on with you guys? Get past home plate.
Andrew's on second. Andrew's on second.
Andrew's on second, so if he scores, everybody for the Devils has scored. Sawyer Woods, what a day. 2 for 2, 3 runs, 2 RBIs and a walk. $16 runs on 11 hits. Also 9 base on balls, just 4 strikeouts. Hinsdale's going to go with their big guy on the mound right now. Nobody's getting warmed up. Yesterday, Dragons unfortunately lost to the Ignite 3-0, and then a big victory over Villa Park 3-2. This is definitely not a 3-2 game. Looks like the catcher was expecting fastball, and pitcher pulled the string on him. Catcher wasn't ready for it and barely caught it.
Be ready. Hey.
What a great learning experience. So you're on the mound in a game like this, learning how to throw strikes.
Base on ball, RBI, Klepper at third. 17-10. I believe it's 12 after 4 at this level. Once you get to 11U, then they go 10 after 5.
I think it's 3 after 7 right now.
I'm talking about the slaughter rule. Oh, I see what you're doing. Well played, sir. Well played. 17-10 in favor of the Dragons. 8 unanswered runs. All scored in this inning. It was once 9-5 Dragons, then 5 unanswered by the Devils, now 8 unanswered by the Dragons. Little lazy fly ball in the left field, that'll score 2, 19-10. That's just a frustration throw from the center fielder for the Devils, 19-10. You hate to see that, but at the same time, I can kind of understand that. It was once 10-9, and now you're down 9 runs. But you know, you still want to play good baseball. You don't want to do stuff like that, but. So the runners advance 68 feet. It's 20-10.
The same game definitely got out of hand in this inning. And it's a shame because it was a great game up to that point.
Well, if you have 10-year-old fantasy baseball, you're doing really well today. In the dirt for a ball. Yeah, just got to wonder what happened to the Devils. Well, they just couldn't throw strikes. As they said in the movie Bull Durham, baseball is a simple game. You hit the ball, you throw the ball, you catch the ball, and sometimes it rains. And for the Devils just couldn't throw the ball well this inning. Ground ball will end the inning, but the damage has certainly been done. 12 runs cross home plate for the Dragons. Top of the 6th, it's 21-10 in favor of Downers Grove. You're watching JCS. Play your game. Play back your greatness. Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by HTML Global. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. This young man matters. His name is Sawyer Woods, and he had one heck of a game. 3 runs scored, 2 RBI, and a base on ball. So, Sawyer, take me through this game. It's back and forth all day long. Did you think it was going to be one of those 17-16 games once the Devils retook the lead at 10-9?
No, I think that we would have won because we came back the last inning of the last game and played pretty good. So I think that we would come back the last inning and do good and take our lead back.
Talking with the player of the game, Sawyer Woods, 3 runs scored on just 2 official at-bats. So you guys win 21-10, back and forth all day long. What is the coaching staff telling you on the bench?
They're telling us good job, and we've hit the ball way better from the last 2 games, and that we had really good defense and pitching.
Yeah, your defense was definitely good today. They just kept finding ways to score runs. At one point, they had 9 runs on just 5 hits. There's really not much you guys can do when they're scoring that many runs on so few hits. So you guys win today 21-10. What does it mean to you that your teammates can score 21 runs in a game?
It feels good. That means that we're a really good team and that we worked really well together.
It's a little bit different. You guys win 3-2 against Villa Park. A couple of days later, you win 21-10. Does it feel differently when you score 21 runs and you beat a team by 11?
Yeah, it feels a lot different because it's not as close as the other game was.
It feels better when you win by 11. I'm sure your coaches feel a little bit better, a little bit less gray hairs, right?
Yeah.
Final thoughts about the game. You guys scored 21 runs. You win by 11. It was just an all-around good team effort.
Yeah, we did our probably best hitting of the year and one of our best defensive performance of the year.
Absolutely, Sawyer. Well, good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
That's Sawyer Woods. Coming up next, the Hinsdale Devils, if they're available. If not, that concludes our post-game show. You're watching Just Crush Sports. Play your game. Play back your greatness.